Thanks very much, Chris. Welcome back, everyone, to Talk of the Town. I'm Steve Noxon, your host, and right now I have in studio with me a couple of guests. I have Ms. Lois Genuis. She is the a host mom for the Apex International Education Partners.
Yes.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Thank
And you brought a couple of students with you. Are these your charges?
Yes, these are our students this year. I'm actually also a local coordinator for AIEP.
Right. Sorry, I meant to write. And you brought with you Alex.
Hey, Nick.
Alan, sorry.
Yeah, I'm Alan. Nice to meet you guys. It's fine.
And Alex.
Yeah.
I knew one of you was an Alex.
My A students.
Your A
and A.
A and A, perfect. And your grades, I assume, reflect that.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm looking forward to this conversation because I think this is a wonderful thing that you do, and you're bringing these students over from China to have the opportunity to live and learn with families here in Connecticut. How long have you been doing this?
This is actually my family's 5th year hosting with the IEP.
Great. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you get out of this as well. But, Alan, you were talking out in the lobby. Where do you go to school?
I go to Chase Collegiate in Waterbury.
Okay. And Alex?
Me as well.
Oh, you both go to Chase Collegiate. Okay. Yep. And you also, as it turns out, you happen to know another personality here from WATR.
Mm-hmm.
So mention that out in the lobby.
Yeah. I came to school in February, so I've been studying for half a year now.
Okay.
And I met Nathaniel Zabriskie, who is in the same grade with me, and yeah, we're friends. We had a lot of fun together.
Cool.
Yeah.
You just missed him.
Literally
like maybe 5,
yesterday.
10 minutes at the most. He was just here with Poppy, dropping off the latest polka hour that they do on here on WATR every Sunday, and we just cross paths. Wow, well,
sad.
You'll see each other at school in the hallways. So tell us why the AIEP exists. Tell us about the organization.
So AIEP's been around for almost a decade now, and their purpose is to find host homes for the international students that come in from China to study in the local private schools here in Waterbury. We have Holy Cross, Sacred Heart, Chase Collegiate. We also have schools on the outskirts of Connecticut and Maryland, Rhode Island, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania. So my job as local coordinator would be to interview families, to host our students throughout the year. We have a 6-month program where the students like Alan would come in halfway through the year to, go to school. And then he decided he loved it so much, he wanted to come, finish his high school here for 10 months. So we have a 6-month program and a 10-month program. So
you're going to be here for another
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
And Alex, you're going to be here for
4 years.
4 years. Do your parents visit, or do you get a chance to go home during this period of time, or?
Yeah, we had a chance. So we have holidays during the whole semesters, and during that time, if it's a holiday like spring festival holiday, there's a 2 weeks of holiday. I'll go home. Usually go home, but like my parents haven't visited there yet.
No?
Not yet. Yeah.
Tough?
It's not tough actually. It is a very great experience to like not get away, but like to leave your parents and live
I can
independently.
Any teenager in the world would want that opportunity, I imagine.
Shoot.
I don't think your parents are listening. We're not that strong of a station.
you never know.
That's
You're
right.
on
They
the
could
web.
be. They
They'll
could
hear
be
it later.
They could be picking us up on WATR.com. So what got you interested in coming over here to get your education?
Because before I came to America, I studied in China for like my whole life, right? I studied in a local school, not international school or something. Right before I went into high school, because I've been in a Chinese high school for like 1.5 years. But like before that, everything went just fine. But like after it, I thought it was, I can't learn like anything practical in the school, because all they teach is knowledge from textbook, which couldn't apply to like everyday life. So I thought it would be a great experience to go to America, because I love English, and I did a really good job in English. So I talked to my mom, and they all supported this idea. So yeah, here I am.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool. And I think it's interesting that you chose to look outside of the options that were available to you to see if there was something else possibly that fit better for you. I think that's a lot of kids get into that even here in the United States, where they just sort of think, well, this is the curriculum, and I'm a cog in a machine, and this is how it's going to go. So
Right.
a lot of credit to you for actually searching out an alternative. I think that's great.
Yeah. It gives them an opportunity to do sports, different, arts that they wouldn't readily have access to.
Yeah.
And what about you, Alex? What the same kind of story? I mean, what got you interested in this AIEP?
Well, you mean the reason why I came
Yeah.
to America for studying?
Mhm.
Yeah. Actually, I used to studying at Fujian, China, and where I live is like a half countryside, a lot of mountains, a lot of trees, and I was studying in a normal public school, and barely nobody speak English to me. I only can practice English on my own, like to the mirror. And
And how did that work out for you?
and that works.
It's obviously worked out well.
Yeah.
Sounds great, right?
Yeah. And when I decided to come to America, and my parents, all of my families, all of them support me, and sorry, I got a little emotional because my mom, she's an incredible woman, and she support me with her whole life, with her whole, this is really because my family is not that rich, and if I want to come to America for studying, I have to spend a lot of money. Yeah. And what America attract me mostly is the culture, and I love American culture, and I just always want to be somewhere like this.
Yeah.
I can be myself and not just, you have to look for a job that can earn a lot of money. You have to find a wife. You have to raise. What? This is ridiculous, don't you think? All of cliches.
And again, I think it's wonderful that you recognize too the freedoms that are available to you here. I think many people who are born here don't quite recognize just how lucky they are to have that opportunity. So,
Don't appreciate it.
yeah, I think that's great that you recognize this. So you've been here for 6 months already now?
No.
I've been here for 6 months.
You've been here for 6 months.
Yeah.
I just came here.
You just came here. Okay,
Less
so
than 2 weeks.
less than 2. Cool.
2 weeks. Yeah.
It's all been 2 weeks already.
Yeah.
So Yankees, Red Sox, which one?
Red Sox. Red Sox for me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I've been to a Red Sox game.
We're gonna have a problem.
Let's go Red.
Baseball team.
Oh, I don't want to get in trouble.
Well, it's been 2 weeks, man. You got to choose.
Yeah.
We'll talk. Let's talk about some of the details of AIEP. How many students does the organization help out and host every year?
Well, we actually have over 350 students.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so this is the beginning of the year. So on the 25th at Holy Cross High School, we'll have our new student orientation. So we'll have over 200 in attendance, parents, new students. And actually while that's going on, I'll be in New London conducting a smaller version of that for the families that are out there. So we service a lot of kids.
Yep.
So we are always looking for great host families, to
Yep.
come alongside us and care for the kids while they're here. We're an extension of their parents,
Right.
So I'm Alex and Alan's mom's arms and heart and eyes and ears and voice,
Yeah.
So, just looking for families that can provide a safe, caring environment to help nurture these guys and expose them to the culture and, the culture within their home. My
Right.
kitchen table, I have 2 kids of my own. My son also attends Holy Cross, and my daughter's off to college, but she commutes. So we're all home. We're all around our table, and my table just transforms to this global event,
Like a UN table. Like,
and it's like, my son's been to China thanks to AIEP. They had him go to China last summer, but prior to that, one of the benefits that I looked at hosting for was to expose my kids to something outside of themselves.
Right.
And that happened. And, at the time, I can't afford to send them to China to learn, about the culture and bring China to our home.
There you go.
Right? Bring
So-
China to our home.
So
And
you are getting a benefit out of this as well. I think that's wonderful.
absolutely. Relationships, you're going to benefit one way or another.
Right. And
you
for the
know?
rest of your life, I imagine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you mentioned that your son got to go to China. Is that part of the program they offer?
No, it's not an exchange program. What happened was, and I'll just say AIP is one of the most generous companies you can ever come across, like honestly. So they had a summer program last year, and they had offered to the different schools that we partner with to take 2 or 3 kids from each school, American kids, all expenses paid for 2 weeks to China.
Wow.
And the kids were able to interact in, they have like these international schools, right?
Yeah.
So they were able to interact with younger Chinese students and teach them American culture and etiquette and things like that. So they were in classes all day, and they also had the opportunity in the evening to go home to their host family.
Nice.
Right? So it was a great experience for them, especially for the families that are hosting whose children went.
Yeah, I'm sure that was really it helped a little bit sort of ease some of the pain.
Yeah, and they came back understanding how their host brother or sister could be feeling. Even though it's 2 weeks versus, 10 months.
It's not 10 months. It's just 6.
No. 10 months, like a whole school year.
School year, yeah.
Sure.
He was only there for 2 weeks, but he experienced enough to know how it feels to maybe be a little bit homesick or, anxious or,
Yeah.
everything's different.
Well, that's the thing. You're in a whole new whole new country, a whole new culture, a whole. I mean, everything. And I think one of the best parts about programs like this is it does open up the world, I think, a little bit for kids these ages, because you read all the stuff in the news, you read about what's going on here and there and everywhere, but you don't really have kind of that global perspective if you've never been outside of maybe your
Absolutely.
city or your state. I mean, geez, living outside your country, that's a
crazy.
huge step, and it does. I think it kind of shows 2 different sides of just how big this world is and how different we all are in all these different countries and all these, as you mentioned, the culture, but just how small it all really is too. How close we are in so many other different ways. We all have kind of the same basic emotions, needs, desires.
Humanity, yeah.
So I think that, both sides of that coin, I think, are really well served by programs like this.
Yeah.
So you're going to be here for how much longer?
2 more years. I'm a
2
junior now.
Okay. And how did you, I hate to use the word integrate, how did you what was the reception you received when you went to Chase Collegiate?
I would say I just love the Chase community. And the teachers and all my classmates and all the people I know, they're just so kind. Here's a big thing when I came to Chase, because I'm a halfway student, and I've never been into any international school or American school before. So I was pretty nervous when I first came in the community.
I bet.
Yeah, but everybody was just so kind to me. They introduced me to everything possible, and they try to answer as many questions as possible for me to get involved or to fit in that community. So I would think that Chase is my dream school, and I really appreciate all people's love. Thank you.
No, I think that's wonderful. And again, as we're talking about the benefit that you receive from this and the benefit that they're receiving from this, I'm sure it's also benefiting all the kids that he is going to school with, and he's going to be going to school with too. So I mean, it's just positive all the way around. I think it's wonderful. So if anybody wanted to become a host family, or if anybody wanted to help out the organization, is this a nonprofit or a charitable organization, or the AIEP?
No, so actually a portion is nonprofit where we're reaching out into the community and the other isn't. For host families, basically to become a host family, like I said before, we're looking caring, safe homes to be an extension of our students' parents in China. You would just need an extra bedroom in your home, right? You can host up to 2 students, so then you would need 2 bedrooms. They wouldn't be able to share a bedroom. Just being available for transportation. Some schools do have busing. Some schools do not. So being able to transport your student to and from school and school activities, right? Your mom and dad. So if they want to go to the mall, they can't drive. So, so that, and obviously meals, the same way you would feed your kids, you would feed them and care for them in that way, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They actually purchase lunch at school. So some schools it's included in their program, or they'll just purchase it at school. So it's breakfast and dinner, having snacks around, and then when they're not in school on the weekends, holidays, breakfast, lunch, and dinner snacks around. Like
just like you would do with your own.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just
it sounds silly to say that, but yes.
This all sounds so complicated.
No, so it's just being mom and dad, you know.
I mean, I don't know how to put this. Someone like you, I have such great respect for, because it's obviously an evidence of such a wonderful heart that you have, that you're willing to open up your home and take on this additional responsibility. Look, I raised 2 kids, my wife and I, and it's not easy. Certainly, you get them after they're past their terrible 2s and stuff, but a little bit easier. But bringing them into your family and offering this love and this support and everything else, I can't give you enough credit for something like that. It's just so wonderful what you're doing.
Thank you. I love it. I love it.
And so you're going to be a junior. You've obviously, I guess at this point now, you're going to have to start choosing. We're talking with Alan. You're going to have to start choosing your major, right? What do you want to go? What do you see your future?
My future, I'm not sure, but I have a couple of choices. So I'm very into psychology. So this summer I went to Tufts to study psychology.
Oh, cool!
And it was a great experience. I get to know Boston, and I went to a Red Sox game. So, and okay, and
I told you we were gonna have a problem.
The other choices.
Did they win?
Yeah, they win.
Oh well, it was one of the few games. Okay, good.
We're gonna have a conversation. Okay, and the other choice is follow my father's footstep. He is a businessman, and I am interested in economics, so maybe psychology and economics, but we'll see about that.
Yeah, well, life takes you in weird directions sometimes. Yeah. Look at me. Do you participate in any extracurricular activities?
Yeah. So for sports, right, there are 3 seasons, and I participate in all the seasons. So I do Frisbee, I do basketball, and I'm going to take soccer, which I never played before, but I think it would be great. And
that ultimate Frisbee?
Ultimate Frisbee, yeah.
Oh, love that.
Yeah.
I used to play that in college all the time.
Oh, my God, that's my favorite sport.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I never played that in China before, but I came to America. I first got, I had that in 2 weeks, right? I played with some students just, throwing around.
Right.
Messing around, but I just fell in love with that sport. It was so beautiful.
Are you good at it?
Not really. But will be.
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah,
Practice
that's right.
makes perfect.
You got to learn all the different throws, right? The
Yeah.
overhand throw and the back. Yeah. It's a fun game. What about you, Alex? What do you think your future is? Where do you want to go?
I'm just a freshman. I think I still need time to decide.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but you've already got to have something that you might be looking at. Look, everybody knows what they want to be when they grow up.
Yeah.
What do you want to be? What?
Do they know?
Well, look, I wanted to be a stuntman. We saw how well that worked out. So, as you grow, I'm not going to hold you to this. It's not like once you say it, it's written in stone.
He loves music.
Music? All right.
Music,
What do you play?
rock and roll.
Rock and roll music? You play an instrument?
Yeah, but not that good. Yeah, because all of my all of the bands I love, they are incredible. And I only can say I just never reach
Don't
the
say that.
level.
Don't say that. You never know.
Yeah.
What instrument do you play? They say you don't play so well.
Like piano, like the piano
Okay.
and guitar.
All right. Better than me. I couldn't play either one of those instruments.
Me neither.
I could do clarinet, saxophone, but like anything that took like, having two hands doing two different things at the same time, nope.
Not happening.
Not happening. Well, that's cool. You never know. You're practicing, right? You're taking lessons and stuff.
Well, I used to take lessons, but then because I'm too busy, so I just drop off. So
Don't let that get away from you, man.
that's really sad, I think.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. Well, no, don't let that get away from you. Even if it's just like half an hour a week, just sitting there and playing on it, just so you keep those skills kind of up.
Yeah.
And then, because trust me, I'll tell you from personal experience, you walk away from something and you say, I'll get back to it. You're not going to get back to it. Jeez, I sound like your dad here, don't I?
Well, his host sister plays a little bit, and
okay.
Ellen plays a little bit. And we have a piano, so they're going to be
play piano too?
sitting
Yeah,
at
Nice.
it
too.
Oh,
Yeah, so they'll
Yeah.
help you out.
yeah.
So-
just for fun.
Yeah.
No pressure
Yeah, exactly. We won't have you come on here performing any recitals or anything yet.
yet.
But in 4 years, you
got
can
good
come back
job.
before you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you'll have to keep in touch with this as this goes, and I'm really happy for both of you, and I'm really happy that you were able to have this opportunity, and I'm very happy for Lois Janua for being such a great part of this program and helping so many kids out here. You had something you want to finish up with there?
Sure. So I left an important part out.
Oh well, no.
How you can contact us.
Right.
And also, I spoke earlier about how generous the company is. So our host families, we do provide a $1,000 stipend, which offsets the cost of food and travel. So that helps a lot, to help provide for the kids. So if anyone's interested in becoming a host family or finding out more about becoming a host family, they can look at www.AIEPUSA.com or call 203-992-AIEP.
How old are your other two kids?
My daughter is 19 and my son just turned 16.
Okay, so you're familiar what it's like to have teenagers in the house.
Yeah, Alex is 15. Alan is going to be 18 on
There
the
you-
6th. And my son is 16 and then 19.
Perfect.
So I have everybody.
Yeah, like I said, you missed out on those difficult years, but my neighbor's going through it right now
I would have loved
with
it.
her 4-year-old.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you say that.
No, I would. I absolutely would.
Yep, she's a great kid. And so I want to thank all of you for coming in here today and talking about this, and I wish you continued success. Alex, you're going to do fantastic. I can tell already. You've already
thank
just
you.
your attitude going into this sounds perfect for something like this. And all I can tell you is try to take advantage of as much as they offer, because the last thing you want to do is look back in about 10, 15 years ago. I should have done that. So just take advantage of everything. Same with you. You seem to be already doing that. So
Thank you.
and
2 weeks,
Sorry.
he's not doing bad.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
weeks, he's very comfortable.
yeah, good,
Right.
good,
Made friends already at
Yeah.
orientation.
fantastic. Maybe you talk to maybe you talk to Nathaniel. He'll get you on the show.
There you go.
Sure.
Thank
So,
you so much for having
Lois
us.
Janua, she's a host mom and a local coordinator for Apex International Education Partners, and Alex and Alan are two of the children here with that program that she hosts. And you can learn more about the organization at AIEPUSA.com and help them out if you feel so inclined. So I want to thank all of you for coming in. It was an absolute joy meeting all of you. So good luck with your future endeavors, and go Yanks. We're going to take a break.
Snuck that in there.
That's my show. We're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more Talk of the Town after these words.